What's up?
What's happening?
What's up, man?
What's going on with my brothers, man? How you guys doing?
Going on? Fantastic. Thanks for coming on, buddy.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
it.
Most definitely, man. I had to pull up, man. I love this show. People were busy. They've been asking me as well to have you guys on. So one of us were gonna have to reach out at some point. It was gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah,
we've been eyeing each other at the bar for the last year. So at some point, someone's gonna come over and say like, "Hey, take a PBR on me."
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on. Yeah. Yeah, it's Graphk Raider, obviously, fantastic YouTube channel and show as well. You can make sure you check it out. We'll link it down in the comment section in the bio and all that, as always. So yeah, man. So
I'm actually going to share the link right now in my community tab as well. So I'll get a bunch of people to come over here and pull up. And everybody, man, make sure you guys subscribe to this great show. You guys, let's run it up, man. Let's run them numbers up. You know how we do. We support our own, and these are our brothers. So hit that subscribe button. It's easy peasy to do, man. It's definitely
there's not too that you can't have too many Raiders creators. You know what I mean? Like it's an insatiable fan base with a thirst that can't be quenched. So we
exactly.
Keep
this
pushing
guy
it out. Pushing it out.
Waxing poetic over here.
A little poetic.
You practice that shit. Don't lie.
No, I'm telling you. It's a Martini Wednesday, and it just starts flowing. Shakespearean shit.
Hey man, there you go.
Did you see the video? Did you see the video of that dude flipping out the Cowboys fan, trying to fight his whole family? Oh my God.
You know what's sad? As Raider fans, I'm gonna be honest, when I first seen it, I thought he was a Raider fan.
I've been there. I've been there.
I hate the Raiders. I'm like, I've done that. I've done that. So I thought he was a Raider at first.
Yeah. I got a lot of brand new Raider stuff because I've ripped a lot of old stuff. I'm like, man, what am I doing with that?
I've rattled these walls a few times, man. So trust me, I know, brother.
That's a sneaky, dirty move by the Raiders. Like they've lost on purpose for 20 years just so we keep ripping off our jerseys to have to buy new ones. You're like, yeah, we made all these first-round draft picks terrible, so you buy the jersey and then you hate them 2 seasons later and got to buy the next first-round jersey. Yep. And the cycle just repeats itself.
I have a rule. I only buy Hall of Fame Raiders. That's it. Or jerseys.
That's what I'm doing now. This year, I got my Jacobs right here. I got my Max Crosby in the house. I feel like you can't go wrong with a Hunter Renfrow. But outside of that, I'm sticking to my Timmys, my Woodsons, my Howies.
I got my Tom Flores finally. I finally got my Tom Flores.
That's fire. You know what? I got to go grab me a Flores, man. Definitely.
I got a John Matuzak too.
Bro, we just did a show on Tools not too long ago on my channel. I'm gonna send you the link to check out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man, love Tools. That's a legendary jersey right there.
A sloth right there.
I gave Soto a metaphorical pat on the ass for that one because it's like you want to have a jersey that like hardcore Raider fans come up to and they're like, "What's up? Yep. What's up?" You know what I mean? Like everyone's got their Gannon, their Long, their Woodson. You know, obviously you're playing the hits, right?
Yep.
When you come with that jersey, just like old school dudes, you know, like 60-year-old Raider fans start scrolling up to you with their gray beards and shit. You're like, okay.
I bought the Goonies. That's one of my favorite movies because of Tools. Like literally, that's one of my favorite movies. I put that actually in the man cave because it's Raider related to me because of Tools. You know what I'm saying? So hey, you know.
Opera music still scares the shit out of me from that movie. When I hear something, it's like,
yeah. That's funny, man. What are you guys talking about tonight? What you guys got going on?
So you're the highlight of the day. I mean, well, we talked about Bo Jackson's birthday was yesterday. Got into some Bo Jackson talk. You know what I mean? About what it's crazy. It's like of all as a 2-sport athlete. What was it like? What did you say? Soto 6.8 yards per carry his rookie season. Absolutely nuts. Anyone's like 90% of the time, if you ask anyone around our age about Bo Jackson, like, yeah, Tecmo Bowl.
Tecmo Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
That's the first thing they think of, Tecmo Bowl. Like he's universally known by like 30 to 50-year-old dudes because of Tecmo Bowl.
And you know what's cool was we didn't have to cheat because we actually really love the Raiders. You know what I mean? So there was guys that would try to pick the Raiders because of Bo, and I'm like, they're like, you're cheating, Graphk. I'm like, I'm not. This is my actual. Like, I am a diehard.
Like, my team.
I can grab Bo. I can get Bo every time. So yeah, like man, Tecmo Bowl for sure. Then watching them just climb up those gates in Kansas City, man, snatching balls out of the air. Like I remember watching him at Auburn. Like this guy was just Bo Jackson is probably the best athlete of all time, and I think he would have clearly had that if he did not get hurt in that Cincinnati game.
I literally just said, like, if you came to me and said, like, who's the best pure athlete to ever put on pads, like, it's hard to argue against Bo Jackson. Like that's really, really hard to argue against. Like he has a great case.
Who would be the next? Who do you guys think? Like, would Vic be in the conversation?
Deion Sanders.
Deion, there you go. Deion.
Because the thing is like from my perspective, not only was Bo really big and strong and fast, but he was a really good football player. He understood how to play the game of football, and that's what I know. Why I put Deion up there too, because not only was he fast and he was smooth and he made everything look easy, but he knew and he understood the game.
Yeah,
high level.
Definitely.
Honestly, on a side note, my dream sneaker. I'm a sneakerhead. I'm gonna show you what I'm wearing right now.
Keep your shoes on, Soto, please. This isn't smell-o-vision, but I don't want to imagine it.
This is what I'm wearing right now.
Those are fire.
Okay.
Those are fire.
Okay.
They'll pop. Gotta make it pop,
right?
You know?
It's bold out.
I bought the Henry Ruggs, man, and I look at him every day and I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
Don't drive with them on. Don't drive with them on.
My favorite pair of shoes I never got was those cross trainer ones, the Bo Auburn, the white with the orange and blue. Don't tell me you have them.
I have the
90s. Those are the 90s.
Yeah.
Those are those are the Raider 90s. Yeah. Those are the Raider 90s.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I keep those in the man cave as well.
Graphk, you got a hell of a wall behind you, dude. There's like every single piece of memorabilia like have a story behind it.
Pretty much. I mean, I've been collecting since I was 4 or 5 years old. Every wall in here, in the whole garage is rated out. I'm from Sacramento, and it hurts my soul. I'm a Kings fan as well, so I have some Kings shit in here, and then I'm an Oakland A's diehard A's fan as well. So I got A's stuff, but I mean everything in here is predominantly Raiders. I got some San Jose Sharks as well, but look, the Raiders have been my life since I was a grasshopper, man. So you know, it's kind of pathetic how much Raiders shit I own.
Well, it's also so unique to the Raiders that, like, when they moved to Vegas, right? Everyone's asking me, like, because we live in Long Beach, California, right? They're like, oh, you know, are you going to still root for the Raiders because they moved out of state? Like, dude, they're 3 hours closer. Like, they're closer to me now. They could have moved anywhere south of Seattle, west of Denver, and killed it. Literally, like anywhere in California, anywhere in Nevada, Arizona, Utah. Like, they could
be in Hawaii. It could be in Hawaii and kill it.
Yeah, like what other team could feel at home in 1/3 of the United States? Yeah, no other team could do that.
You know what's so crazy? We're all such real Raider fans, but I was born in '84, so I was born a Los Angeles Raider. You know, and even when we went to Oakland, I was still sad, and they were in my backyard. I mean, I can go see it, but I was still like, damn, all I ever knew was LA. But I mean, I knew the rich history of Oakland, and I grew up in Oco. I was there watching A's games before we even came back. But it hurt my soul, man, when we went to Vegas. I'm gonna be honest. At the time, I was living in Atlanta. I live in Dallas now, so this win this past week feels so good. I live in Texas, so to be honest, I travel as much as I can with the team anyway, so it doesn't really affect me where they are. But we're always going to be the Oakland Raiders. We're always going to be the Los Angeles Raiders. That's why my brand is called Oak Las Vegas. Like it's always going to be OAKLOS, not LASVEGAS. Nice. So it's Oak Las Vegas forever, man. Like I don't really care where we are. I'm gonna be a Raider as long as the shield is there. Doesn't matter to me. And we definitely deserve that stadium, man, because growing up in Oco and watching them paper cups hold down, you know,
that place was a dive, man.
Man, it looked like a penitentiary, man. It really did.
That's what I was telling when you get off the BART and you cross over that bridge. That's the penitentiary walk. That's
the barbed wire over the top, just graffiti the whole way. Bums trying to sling shit, stepping over syringes. Like they should have made opposing teams take the BART and make that walk to the stadium. Like we went 16-0 every single season. They had to make that the walk the fans had to do.
But you know what? That was our piece of shit. You know what I mean? And we loved it for what it was because the tailgate experience. Have you guys been to any games this year?
I have not.
The only one I went to was the Giants game in New York. I was in New York working.
Thank God I didn't go to that.
I'm the kiss of death, dude. I go to away games. I can't remember the last time we won an away game when I went. I got to stop.
I flew to Vegas for Baltimore. Hell of a game. Thank God we pulled it out last minute. I went to the Chicago Bears game. That hurt my soul. I told myself I was not going back to Vegas this year after that game. I think I'm going to go to Arrowhead next week. But I usually try to go to as many road games. Last year I did where did I go? I've been all over the place with this team. I've been to Tennessee, Jacksonville, New Orleans. I mean, you know, it is what it is. But we're just look, man. There's nothing like us. Our fan base is the greatest fan base. I just missed the tailgate experience. Like going to Vegas, it wasn't the same. And these guys still don't even know how to like root for this team. I said this on my live the other night. I went to the Bears game and people were actually in the crowd going, "Let's go Raiders." I said, hold on. What the hell?
What?
No, don't do that.
Give me an R. Give me an A. You're like, what?
Hell no.
What is this shit?
That's what it felt like. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, all we scream is Ray. That's it. Like we don't do all that.
One guy starts it, everyone repeats it, and you do that over and over again. It's not rocket science.
Exactly.
That's our thing.
But I think once this whole COVID stuff is over, I think a lot more of our natural fans will be going to games more. I'm gonna be honest. That looked like a Bears home game. Baltimore, I didn't even know that many Ravens fans existed. I was just like, holy shit! Like in Oakland, that never happened.
It's just such an uphill battle, right? Because every single team that plays the Raiders in an away game, they're like, that's the away game they're going to want to go. Who doesn't want to go to Vegas, right?
Yep.
You're not going to want to go to Cleveland. You're not going to want to go to Baltimore. You're not going to want to go to Kansas City.
I went to Cleveland to watch us draft Alex Leatherwood. I don't never want to go there again.
Yeah, exactly, right? Bad memories, right?
Dude, I cried.
The Cincinnati Bengals, preseason, it was the 6th highest priced ticket. Bengals at Las Vegas. A fucking Bengals game was in the top 10. That's because everyone wants to go to Vegas. Plus, new fan base are still learning the game. Plus, all the casinos buy up thousands of tickets to give to high rollers. Yeah. So you're like, it's gonna be that way for a while, Graphk. Yes, like it's good for a while. It's just money wise, and because people want to go there, like it's gonna be a rough home.
I've been saying this though, like in Oakland, right? We would be 2-14. But you would see us in the parking lot, and it looked like we were 16-0. We didn't care. We love our team. In Vegas, it's a different environment. Everyone goes to Vegas to win. And if we can't win here soon, a lot of those guys are not going to support us. It's just real shit. Like they didn't grow up with Raider fans like we were. These guys are new guys. They want winning. Vegas got lucky. They got a hockey team that damn near went to the Stanley Cup the first. I think it was the first.
They went. Right?
Yeah, they won. They won it the first year.
And so there you go. So we have a high, mountain to climb in terms of trying to get these guys' attention because it's still not it's not a Raiders city by any means necessary. Like you go out there, we're still trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? And it's going to be a process, but winning here is everything.
I feel like the locals want to be Raider fans. Like I see gear because I'm there. I work for the UFC. I'm there every weekend. I see Raider gear, airport, strip, everywhere. Right, every line. There's Raider gear everywhere, but they're just still kind of like figuring it out. Like you see a guy with a Raider hat and you're like, oh, what's up? What do you think of the game on Sunday? It's like, oh, I was kind of tuning in and out. Who won? You're just like, okay, this is what happened. Like you got to get into it, right?
I went last year. I shot my music video. I did a Raiders anthem called Soul Nation, and I shot a music video there week 1 last year week 2 against New Orleans. And they were screaming "Who dat" in front of Allegiant Stadium so crazy. And I kept telling myself, like, this is not Oko anymore. It's not Oko anymore because they wouldn't have got away with that. They wouldn't have got away with that. But it is what it is.
Adam Hill, he writes for the Las Vegas Review Journal, been on the show. He told a funny story. He was a Bills fan. He got his ass kicked on the bridge leaving the game, like on the ground, left laying because he was talking trash after a game.
Yeah. Bro, they never played that. Like my first game I ever went to, I was 5 years old. My aunt took me. It was the Raiders against the Dolphins. She was a huge Dolphins fan. I was diehard Raider. She had her Dan Marino jersey on. By halftime, she took that shit off and had my Raiders blanket around her. She was like, no, it's not even that. It's not even that.
That shit's like a bulletbatic vest, a Raider blanket. That was same thing. My very first game I went to, same thing. 8 years old, Coliseum. Didn't care about I didn't come from a sports family. I was just like, oh, I'll go to a football game. Like, same thing. I think my uncle took me. I was like, oh, on the field. Oh, that was a cool play. Oh, look, there's a fight. Oh, cool play. Oh, look, another fight. It's like, this is the team for me.
See, now one thing they don't want to do is they don't want to fuck with RJ because they don't know that he's actually MMA certified. So if you go to a game, I want to go with you on the road, bro. My apologies. I don't want to. Do you guys cuss over here or no?
Yeah,
all the fucking time. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
I got called out in the messages for cussing too much.
Oh, bro. So you come to my show. It's so I have a show after this, you guys, with one of my brothers, man, Stuart Schweigert, our former safety. He used to play for the Raiders. Purdue product. That's my brother, my guy. And we do a show like 3 or 4 times a week sometimes. And oh my God, it gets insane. The cussing, the shit just fly. At the end of the day, man, we're real Raider fans. This is what we do, man. We talk crazy because we love this team. And to be honest with you, if you love the team that hasn't won anything in 38 years, you're certified cuckoo anyway. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
So,
and loyal.
Loyal, yes, definitely loyal. So when we win one, we deserve to go insane. Like,
I'm going to be obnoxious. I'm going to be obnoxious.
Bro.
I'm going to throw it in everyone's face.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, hey, happy Raider Day. Like, huh? Like, oh, happy Raider Day. It's Raider
We dubbed
Day.
it starting now.
Hey, you're Super Bowl champions.
There you go.
I'm going to tell everybody I see. We're your Super Bowl champions.
Hey, I've been running around Dallas. We're America's team now.
Wildin'. Oh no.
Oh, dude, I win my fantasy football league. I talk shit for 6 months. Imagine when the Raiders win the Super Bowl, what I'm gonna do.
Over. And I think that's why God is not giving us a ring, because he knows we're just gonna go out. We're gonna go a whole nother direction with this shit.
We're gonna act wrong after that. We're gonna act all kinds of wrong. That's okay.
He's gonna need another flood afterwards to clean the earth of what we're gonna do to it. You know? Yeah.
Hey, how do you guys? Where's your confidence level? Let me ask you guys this. Where's your confidence level going into Sunday? Because this team has been so inconsistent, right? We don't know what this team is. In the week 1, we were starting off as a running team, right? We're run first team. That's what Gruden loves to do.
Gruden ball, yeah.
It didn't work out. DC was flinging all over the place. We're 3-0 because he's balling out, throwing the ball all over the place. Then, we lose our, we keep trying to run the ball, just can't establish it. Going into Sunday, Washington, I believe, is like the 3rd best team against the run in the league or something, but I think they're the worst against the pass. Where's your guys' confidence level going into this game? Because I'm done. I'm not making predictions anymore. I'm not doing it anymore because I can't, because for my sanity, I just got to sit back and just shut up and watch the game.
I could sit here all day long and tell you, like, all right, they're worst in the league against third down. Right?
Yes.
That's the thing that's what we've been struggling against. Bam. Problem solved, right? Terrible against the deep ball. What do the Raiders do? Derek Carr is the most passing yards in the league, et cetera, et cetera. Taylor Heinicke, no fucking way that guy's going to beat us. Not a chance, right? They may not have J.D. McKissick, right? They're great run game. May not have him.
Yep.
I can talk about that all day long, Graphk, but literally all it comes down to, it's less what Washington does, and it's 100% what the Raiders do. It's 100%. What do the Raiders do? Does Derek Carr show up? Does the run game get going? Is the pass protection there? That's all it comes down to. Like, they can do, Washington can do whatever they want. Like, we'll talk about scheme and stuff when we play KC again in San Diego. Like, then we're going to, all right, then we got to get the X's and O's going.
Yes.
Against WFT, it's literally what Raider team shows up. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter what Washington football team does.
I just hope that we don't decide on trying to get back. We ran the ball fairly good against Dallas. I know Jacobs got about 80 yards, 88 yards, somewhere around there. So we established the run low key, but we're 6-0 when DC throws for over 300. We all know that. Just let him go out and play his game. I seen that he said today in his presser that something about Greg Olsen, like, hey, are you okay with this? And he was like, well, basically in a nutshell, I just hate the run plays. Just let me go throw the ball around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this needs to be a game where we just go out and throw the ball around, because that defensive tackle room that they have, both of their edge guys are gone. Montez, Sweat, broken jaw, IR. Yeah, Chase Young gone for the season. But they still have Jonathan Allen. They have De'Aaron Payne. They have Tim Settle. They have a bunch of guys that if we try to run the ball down these guys' throat, it's not going to happen.
No.
You know what I mean? So I want to see a lot of shotgun formation, DC just flinging it all over the place. That's just what I want to see, because I think we can win the game doing that.
Yeah, we're built much more like a typical Holmgren team, where we pass the ball to set up our run, and we run out of passing formations. Our best 2 running games were against Philadelphia and then against Dallas, and we did the same thing. As we ran a lot out of shotgun, we ran a lot out of typically passing formations. We didn't get a lot of jumbo sets, and when we did, that's when we threw deep. That deep pass to D-Jack, that was a more jumbo formation.
Yep.
And that's what we need to do to kind of give that defense a little bit something to think about. All right, are they going to throw it? They've been throwing it a lot. Okay, now we run the ball, and before you know it, Jacobs has 3-4 yards head of steam already. As far as how I feel about the game, it's for us specifically, it's Derek Carr in the fourth quarter. How is Derek Carr going to play in the fourth? In four of our winnable losses, so the Bears, the Chargers, what were the other two? I blanked out on the other two.
The Bears and the Chargers, definitely. Even though
the Giants,
Bengals.
Not before the Bengals. Who was it? The Giants. And someone else.
It was the Giants.
We had 4 games where in the fourth quarter it was within 10 points.
Yes.
In the fourth quarter of those games, although he had maybe a 62% completion percentage, his yards per attempt were only 6.6.
Yes.
Very low yards per attempt. And he had 5 turnovers.
Yeah.
5 turnovers just in the fourth quarter of those 4 winnable losses.
Yep.
So that is huge. It's huge for me. And this is one of the reasons why I do question Derek Carr a little bit.
No. You hate Derek Carr.
I don't hate.
Make sure you put it completely.
He tries to push this narrative. It's not
true. You do. He's leading the league in Pat. You find the one sliver of bad stat about Derek Carr, and you just turn that into Pandora's box.
Juan, you know what? I'm with you, Juan. You know why? I got killed these past 3-4 weeks for me speaking about DC, because at the end of the day, right, it's so great to have all these. If you're not scoring 7 in the red zone, I don't care about you. Look, he's leading the league in passing yards. He also has like 3 or 4 extra quarters because we've been in 3 extra OT games. You know what I mean? So he's had some extra football time to throw the
almost an entire game.
Yeah. But I love. I'll say this: I like DC a lot. I'm just not in love with DC because it's been 8 years. We can always give these excuses every year of no defense, no defense, no defense. Well, okay, we have a serviceable defense now. Now it's the O-line. And then it's, well, he has no weapons. Well, we went out against Dallas. 3 receivers damn near almost had over 100. I think Zay had like 70. And then D. Jackson, Hunter Renfrow went for over 100. So, like, we have weapons. I mean, New Orleans is what, 5-7 or 5-6 or something right now. They have nobody. They don't even have
nobody playing.
Yeah, I mean, so like, I'm one of those guys. I'm just a realist. I want to win, and I don't care who it is. I don't care if Jamarcus Russell reincarnated, came back, and led us to a Super Bowl. As long as we get it done, it's done. I just feel like there's something about DC. It's a stigma. I've never seen a team so divided over one player. I'm about this. I'm not a player fan. I'm a Raider fan.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I don't care if DC can win for us, all for it. If he can't, you got to go. And me personally, I'm one of the people, I may sound crazy to you, RJ. I'd rather restart than keep this 8.
Boom!
Bro, I'd rather keep doing that to have another 8 years of mediocrity. This is what I said to DC. Thank you for returning us to at least mediocrity, but now we need to take that next step or just start from scratch again, because I can't deal with another 8 years of almost doing this, almost doing that. It's like, at least when we were losing and we were really bad, we're like, we already know what to expect. DC had come out and ball out and look like the best quarterback in the league for 2 weeks, and then do 3 weeks of just terrible football. And then, but the nation expects all of us to stand behind this man. We have to call him on his shit when he looks bad and give him his flowers when he does great. And I'm one of them people. DC, you had a hell of a game last week. Here's your flowers, brother. But if you're terrible this week, give me them shits back. Because look, simple and plain. I'm not a DC guy. I'm a Raider guy, and I just want to win. And it's been 8 years. Look, if you look back at the pattern of all these other quarterbacks that we had year in and year out, we can go back to Jay Schrader. Some of these guys, Jeff Hostetler, had playoff appearances and got half the time that DC has even gotten. You know what I mean? Rich Gannon was around for what, 4 to 6 years, somewhere around there. He was a Super Bowl guy. He was an MVP. Like, DC is just, he's been given so much leash. I just want to see something more than what he's doing. I don't know, man. I know it all.
I got two things on Derek Carr. And so
go ahead,
say this 1,000 times, but it's got to be said. There's 2 things on Derek Carr that's got to be said.
Okay.
I'm down for criticism where it's deserved, right? He fumbles all the time, right?
Yes.
That's got to work on that. It's no longer got to work on that. Like, that's just who he is. Like, he's it's not going to stop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Criticism where criticism is due, but he gets so much shit for stuff that hasn't been his fault, right? 8 seasons of mediocrity. We've had literally the worst defense in Raider history last season. Last season's Raiders defense gave up more points than any other defense in Raiders history.
Hey, one thing that defense did good was figure out the Chiefs. That's it. Other than that,
right? We held the Chiefs scoreless for 2 separate halves.
A little bit, yeah.
Right, and we held Cleveland to 6 points. Right, like, there you go, Gunther.
Mother Nature held him to 6.
It was a wind bowl. It was windy as hell, so I'm not going to give him any credit for that one.
It's like Paul Gunther has like that stat sheet on his refrigerator at home, right? Like a 7-year-old in his like A+ quiz, you know, like that's what he's got, because that's like his claim to fame, right? Okay,
Yeah.
but like that's like he's dealt with absolute no quarterback in NFL history has dealt with the shit that Derek Carr has dealt with. Just this season alone, the shit that he's dealt with. No quarterback in NFL history has had to deal with. We still went 8-8 last season. We're still 6-5 this season, despite no run game, mediocre defense. You know why the Raiders only win when he throws for over 300 yards? Because no one else can win but Derek Carr for the Raiders. No one else can win for us. It's all on his shoulders to win.
But you're the
Imagine
quarterback.
if someone else was there.
But you're the quarterback. Like to me, like that's what you're supposed to do. So
brother.
when we grew up,
Lamar Jackson threw 4 interceptions last game and they still won. Like that would never, ever happen to Derek Carr.
No, it won't. But we also can look at Lamar Jackson and say he's a former MVP. He's been pretty much to the playoffs every year. He's done it all in a shorter span, and I get it. DC has had a string of bad luck, like with this team, a coach carousel year in and year out is something different. I get it. I think the only guy that had a worse career than him was his brother. I mean, shit. I think his brother probably was the only guy in the world that had the worst shit cards, you know what I mean, dealt to him than him. But at the end of the day, man, it's not even about DC anymore. I just feel like it's the stigma. Like, can we win with him? Because we haven't been able to prove to do so yet. And I just feel like it's an energy around us. And I feel like DC deserves better and we deserve better. I'm not saying get rid of DC because he's not a great player. He's guaranteed our best quarterback we've had in years. But I feel like I feel like he deserves to win. Put him somewhere in Indianapolis with a great defense and a great offensive line and watch him go to a Super Bowl. With us,
that's where we agree. Like I don't. Raider fans don't deserve Derek Carr with the shit they give DC, and he doesn't complain once. Like Aaron Rodgers bitching, Russell Wilson's bitching, Tom Brady wanted to pick and choose where he wanted to go.
But you just named 3 quarterbacks that won a Super Bowl. They bitched because they need to get their way to order to win them shits. You named 3 Super Bowl winning quarterbacks that bitch. I want DC to come out and bitch.
That's what I told you at the beginning of the year, RJ.
I do.
I want to hear. I want DC. Devoted Christian. I love it. He doesn't cuss. I want my quarterback to come out and command the huddle. Motherfucker, you go over there. You go over here. You do this. I need you to do this. Command the offense. Just bring your team because I want an alpha. I want an alpha.
He's not that.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
He commands that offense. You see that guy screaming on the He's saying frig and darn, but he's still commanding.
Sitting on his ass on the bench, looking at that little surface pad. And
for the 3 seconds that CBS shows the sideline. Yeah, you know exactly what he's doing there for a whole series.
Here's what I'm going to tell you right
Good job,
now.
Soto. You've been hacking into the CBS mainframe, access and cameras.
You see how I can't even talk to him when he's like this.
You got spies in the stands, putting little cameras on Carr. You know what's happening when no one else does. Come on.
Look, when you're the most important player in sports, there is no other player in sports who's more important than the quarterback of your football team. Yes. All right. You go as your quarterback goes.
Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. So when it's the 4th quarter, I call it macho time, right? Freak out, brother. Like that's macho time. Uh-huh. You need to ball out. And if you lose, if you turn over the ball 5 times in the 4th quarter of winnable games, that's your fault. Nobody else. I don't want to hear about he leads the league in passing. Those are the first 3 quarters. That doesn't matter when it comes to winning and losing. Do you want to complete the pass or do you want to win the game?
Isn't Derek Carr have more 4th quarter and overtime comeback victories than any other quarterback?
We're talking about 2016. We're talking about 2016, and that was prior to that injury. Since that injury occurred, let's be honest, he has not been the same guy. He had that dog in him in 2016. Like he would come out and just like when he came out against Tampa Bay in that overtime, that game he threw for over 500 yards. When he came out, I was like, oh, we're about to win this game. Like he just had it on his face. You know what's crazy is he did that against Dallas. I seen that dog return when he got out. He was looking like, just give me a chance. Defense, get these guys off the field. I'm going to go win this game for him. That's the DC. All I want is consistency. If he can be the same DC that he was last week, I want DC to be our quarterback until he retires. I just want consistent Carr. That's it, consistent Carr. I get the Henry Ruggs situation. I watched Brett Favre throw 7 TDs on us Monday Night Football after his dad died. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear anything about Henry Ruggs. He's still alive. He's still well. He's going through some shit. Yes, it sucks. That is your Raider brother. Gruden lost his job. He's a millionaire. He'll be fine. He's okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel bad for him. Like at the end of the day, go play football. That's what you're paid to do. I literally watch these guys lose their family in and out. Bro, I seen Cat, the power forward center for the Minnesota Timberwolves. His mom died.
His mom died, COVID, yeah.
Go out there and ball out. Like, I don't want to hear any excuses about we always find something to give DC. And it's like, no, DC needs to go out. This is what I want DC to say. There's no excuses in the world for why we keep losing these games. It's on me. It's on me. And
he says that, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's all words to me now. It's just noise. Because let me address this comeback thing. There's a big difference between being down 10 points in the fourth quarter and playing your worst ball of the game in the fourth quarter, as opposed to having a back and forth game because your defense can't stop anybody and you just happen to have the ball last and you win. That's not. I'm not going to give you credit for that. I'm looking at these games this year because all I kept hearing from these Carr backers is, give us a decent defense and we're going to make the playoffs, no problem. Okay, you had 4 chances, down 7 to 10 points, and you played your worst football of the season when it mattered the most.
Yeah,
that's macho time. That's when you need to sack up and make it happen.
I would argue Brett Favre's dad wasn't catching passes for him on that Monday Night Football game the way Henry Ruggs was supposed to. But I know you got to show you got to do graphics. So I'll give you the last word. But this is my last question. This is my last question for you.
Can I say one more thing real quick? No, because I'm gonna stick around with you for a couple more minutes. I'll hold off. I love this because I love to talk shit with my Raider brothers. Let me say this. Everybody, if you're a great quarterback, right? This is the thing that kills me. Why do we have to use Mariota in the red zone? If you're a great quarterback, why do we have to bring in another gadget quarterback to score? Like everybody's screaming for Mariota to come in and bro, put him in the red zone situations. We can fix this red zone woes. Why? Why do we have to put in Mariota when DC is a 3-time Pro Bowl guy that leads us with comebacks and all that other shit? Why?
To all my Mexican family, all my Mexican people, when you do this, that means your butthole puckers up and you're too scared to fit into a small window. That's what it is.
Is that what it is? He's too scared to fit into a small window.
Yes, because he's so risk averse. He'd rather throw it into the fucking end zone or throw.
He's thrown more deep passes than any quarterback. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly my point. There's plenty of things to criticize Derek Carr for. You give him criticism for shit that's not true.
You can't throw a 50-yard pass in the red zone, RJ. The windows are smaller.
He's afraid to throw it. He leads the league in deep passes.
In the red zone, you're not. See, he's picking and choosing again. He's changing the argument.
Helm, he shouldn't have been catching balls in the first place. DC put that ball where it was a catchable ball last week against Dallas. DC only had 1 TD last week. He should have had 2. That tight end stopped his route in the middle of his route. Yeah, like so I shouted that out immediately. Like, don't blame that on DC. The Waller fumble, that was a great the Josh Jacobs drop that could have been a clear TD. DC balled out last week. I just want that. Like, if you can just look. Every great QB has a bad game. Aaron Rodgers had one of the worst first games they got blown out by the Saints. That was terrible. They all afford it. Russell Wilson is having a terrible year. But one thing Russell Wilson can do is still hang his hat on having a 2 Super Bowl appearances with 1 win. Really should have been 2. But I just feel like, look, at the end of the day, even if it's not DC's fault, right? Even if DC does deserve better, at some point we have to say, you know what? Well, it's just not working. It's not working, so let's move forward because we're just continuously not doing it. It's just not working. He's in his prime of his career right now. If we can somehow, some way, he has 1 more year left in his contract. I'm being honest with you guys. I know there's a lot of rumors and shit. I think Davante Adams is already set up to go to Vegas. I think that's already set in stone.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think he's going to talk his way out of Green Bay. You know what I mean? Like, look, you want to franchise me? I'm not showing up. I think him and Aaron Rodgers went to Green Bay and said, look, this is it. Last dance, cool. Rodgers is gone. He'll probably go to Denver or Pittsburgh somewhere. And Davante's like, I want to go home. Grew up in EPA, East Palo Alto, diehard Raider fan, DC's best friend. It just makes sense. Then if we lose with Davante Adams, he finally has a true number 1, which I thought Amari Cooper was Dallas's number 1. So I hate these arguments about we've never had a true number 1 because Amari is a clear number 1. Now that CeeDee Lamb is there, don't get me wrong, CeeDee Lamb is a monster. But let's get a true number 1, keep building this defense, cool. But all I'm saying is, man, we have to stop as Raider fans. Not even saying just with you, RJ. It's with everybody. We should not be fighting amongst each other over this. It's like if it's a divide, we can all be wrong or all be right in our own ways, but we're all just fighting for wins.
Just win, baby. Just win.
Yeah,
baby.
like that's it. It's all about that. And to have 1-12-4 season, if he wouldn't have broke his leg, I'm saying this now, we would have won that Super Bowl. Even with that 2020 first ranked defense, Bruce
would have beat the Pats.
I think we would have. I'm sorry. Look, man, DC.
We could have kept it close in the fourth. Anything good? Because that was the Blackjack Del Rio season, where it's like every fourth quarter there's no fourth quarter.
I was there in New Orleans week 1 when he went for the 2-point conversion to Michael Crabtree in the end zone. That was beautiful. We need more of that. We need more of that because this conservative and I just hate it, man.
Dude, I always thought that the John Gruden way of playing football with a bad defense was terrible.
Yeah,
terrible. Like, you have to outscore these teams. You're forcing yourself to be perfect if you're inching your way down the field, and if you're not, your defense is going to give up points. You have to score more, And like I keep forgetting his name. I forgot it again. The Alabama coach. God damn
Nick
it,
Saban.
Yes, Nick Saban. Every time I bring this up, I forget his name. He put out
easily forgettable guy. I mean, he hasn't done shit in football, so I understand why you forget him all the time. Yeah.
He put out a video saying, "Hey, I used to be a play defense, cloud of dust, run the ball. You can't win that way anymore.
Yeah.
You have to score. You have to keep scoring. You can't. How many points you need to score? More. You need to keep scoring to win games. And look, he's putting wide receivers and quarterbacks in the NFL, running backs in the NFL like crazy. That's what you have to do when you have a bad defense. Is you have to just keep scoring. Yes. Now that's what we need to do now. That's why against the Eagles and against the Broncos, I was like going to strangle myself in the fourth quarter. Like, why are we stopping scoring? Why are we changing our game plan? Why are we changing our defense? Our defense is already kind of a pseudo prevent defense anyway. Like, why do you need to change anything?
They call it the cover 3 for a reason. I think they call it the cover 3 because all they want to do is give up 3. That's it. Every time, like, go ahead and go get 3. Just keep them from 7. That defense doesn't play to not have these guys score. It's just keep them at a field goal and but the offense has to show up. There's no excuse for the points we put up against the Giants, the Chiefs, and Cincinnati, man. Like 3-4 weeks back to back to back. I don't care how much we're struggling. We need to put up more points. It's as simple as that. And we have, like we said, we have a 3-time Pro Bowl quarterback that was a former MVP candidate. And, if he can get his shit together and play like he did last week, these next 4 weeks, he'll be right back into MVP discussions. But let's get some wins. That's it. Let's just get some wins, and then I will shut the hell up about DC. He shut me up last week. Please shut me up this week because I still don't believe. It's just too inconsistent, man.
Nothing Carr can do will shut Soto up. That's for sure.
Here's the thing with me. If it's not like Jay Schrader or Hostetler with John Elway getting the ball last and beating us.
Yes.
That's not why we're losing games. We're losing games because our quarterback is shitting the bed in the fourth quarter. That's why we're losing games. And hey, you know what? John Elway, Aaron Rodgers, whoever, if you get if you get the ball last and you beat our defense and you score a touchdown to beat us, damn.
Yep.
We got beat.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I don't want 5 turnovers in the fourth quarter of our 4 losses. Yeah. That's not winning football.
It isn't. And McKinney, man, Xavier McKinney, man, that guy was a backup safety, and we turned him into an All-Pro overnight against the Giants. Like I just, bro, they were saying that Sorensen is the worst secondary, guy in the secondary in the league, and DC just gave him a gift. Like, I mean, it's shit like that you have to sometimes sit back and be like, damn, what are we doing? Like, is this guy going to be great, or is he going to be mediocre, or is he going to be terrible? Like, what's going on? And I just, if we can get 2016 DC back, man, look, I'm cool. But I'm gonna say this: we're so divided that I lost 100 subscribers because I was real. I said, look, DC got to go if this continues.
I got hated on.
But then I gained another 100 because people were like, I feel you. So that's how divided shit is. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny, man. But at the end of the day, I know all 3 of us, RJ, Juan, bro, we all agree. We just want to win. We just want to win, my brother.
I don't care who's under center. I don't care.
Real shit. Yeah. I don't care, man. So Yeah, man. But yeah, I'm about to do this show in a few minutes, man.
All right, bud.
I would love
Thanks for coming on.
If you guys can come on my show at some point, man. I would love to bring you brothers on and come shoot the shit on my channel as well, man.
Anytime.
Whenever, man.
Anytime. I'll have to bring more whiskey than I did for this show based on how fast you're drinking. So I know I'll have some catching up. Oh, Hennessy
with the cream soda too. Fuck.
Old school.
I'm a West Coast
all day, baby.
You know what it is, man. But like I said, I appreciate you guys. And what days are you guys usually free?
We record Wednesdays and post game shows, and then we do random like YouTube stuff whenever like it needs it. So anytime, man.
I'm gonna get with you, RJ, on Twitter. Yeah. I'll hit you up, my brother. I'm gonna put a show together, man. I'd love to get you guys on and just have some fun, man. We have a lot of lives. There we go. My brother, thank you so much, man.
Docs ENT on Twitter, on YouTube. One of the best creators in the game. Thanks for coming on, Graphk. This is great.
My brother, I appreciate you guys. Have a great night,
man. Go Raiders.
Later. Hey, Windbags, if you want Darren Waller to catch 20 touchdown passes this season, don't be afraid to click those subscribe, like, share, and comment buttons. Plus, your comment could be featured in the next What Up, Windbags?